we often hear about home country bias where people want to invest in the currency where they live. Is it, or how much of a drag can that be over time on investor portfolios in Canada? Okay.
I guess it depends how the Canadian market does, how much of a drag that might be. For example, actually, home country bias is working very well for Canadians so far this year, as particularly the gold stocks and material stocks have done very well. But I do understand the thesis behind that home country bias. Most Canadians are obviously living and working in Canada. This is where they're going to make their home, their investments, and draw an income and pay taxes on. So I think to some degree you want that home country bias because you can somewhat control through voting and through other things what that policy looks like and what that economy looks like. That's where you're going to be drawing your assets down in retirement as well. So you want to have some exposure there. But I think, coming back to the spirit of this discussion, it's around making sure your portfolio is fully diversified. And, unfortunately in Canada, we only really have a few big sectors. That's the energy, the financials, and the materials that I just talked about. And so, if one of those three things isn't working, you probably are lagging, the other markets that are out there. And so by combining the US, for example, that might have tech and growth in it, and some of the European or international stocks that are very well in industrials or healthcare and otherwise, putting those together to create, diverse portfolios on a sector basis, I think is the best way to look at it.